How is Uncle John's and family handling this whole COVID-19 virus thing? What's up, guys? John Conley here, UncleJohnSoap.com. So today I figured I'd pop on and do a little Q&A stuff. I've had some questions, and there's a few that I'm sure people have been asking but haven't asked me directly, so I'm going to answer them anyway. So basically, how is Uncle John's and family handling this whole COVID-19 virus thing? As far as our family goes, we're doing all the usual things. I mean, we're limiting travel and contact with other people outside of our family unit. Some of that includes, we still socialize with our direct kids who are even grown adults living outside of our house, things like that. I'm not worried about that. It's people we don't know. We have our normal cleaning routines, and basically all we've done is enhanced those cleaning routines. A little more bleach use, things like that, wiping light switches, faucet handles, doorknobs, all that stuff. We make sure that we're using soap, washing our face and hands, mostly hands, regularly, watching how we do our wash and things like that. Just basic common sense stuff. Now I'm going to touch on the video I did the end of last week about people hoarding toilet paper, and I'll put a link to that video up here on the screen somewhere. I'm not by any means backpedaling on that video. I think people were totally overreacting and going nuts. And I will stand by that from here on out. I don't care what happens with this virus as far as that goes. As far as most shortages go, 90% of the reason that things run out like they did last week and are still running out is because of people panicking. There's no sense in it. There's no point to it. Stay calm. Do your normal shopping. A little extra, fine. But you know what? You should be stocking up through the year anyway. Sickness or not, war or not, election or not, job or not, it doesn't matter. If you got a couple extra bucks and you stock up on a little bit of extra canned goods, water on hand, things like that, it's always good to have a little bit saved up for, natural disasters. We have hurricanes up and down the East Coast every year. Who knows? You might be without power, can't go to work, snowstorms, whatever. It's good to be prepared for at least an extra week to be inside without any, way to get around. But panic at the last second, all these people who wait until the very last second and then go out and hoard stuff, that's just ridiculous. You're screwing things up for everybody else, especially the older people who are on fixed incomes or just can't get out and about but once a week to do their normal weekly shopping, which usually isn't much anyway, and those people who buy the least can't find anything. So it's ridiculous. Stop it. Now, as for the business here at Uncle John's, you can see it's dark. Part of that's for the camera because the extra lighting screws things up. And I'm usually a little shy to stand in front of my shop window and talk to myself or you guys. It's not really talking to myself if you guys actually, at least a few of you watch. But, people walking by the window, and there's less now, granted, but when people walk by and stare at me, I'm a little self-conscious about that. And as a YouTuber, I'm trying to get over that and realize that I'm just going to look like I'm absolutely crazy. And that's all there is to it. If I want to be on YouTube, I got to look like I'm nuts and, have people assume that I am. But we are open. Believe it or not, we're open. And the reason I'm deciding to stay open is several-fold. One, we're only going to get one person at a time in here right now. This town is dead. This is a tourist town. People come here and mostly to do shopping and dining. There's no place to dine in town. Some of the places are open for takeout only. You cannot, in the state of Maryland, we cannot have people do sit-down dining. It's just not legal right now. You can be open for takeout and things like that, but the problem with that is there's only so much of that to go around, and people are afraid to spend money right now anyway. We are a luxury item. Same thing goes. People aren't going to come to town and sit down and eat. Well, they're not going to come to town to shop either. That's just the way it's going to go. And the same thing goes for our stuff. It's a luxury item, and people don't necessarily, people need soap, but they don't necessarily need our soap. And it is a little more expensive, except right now, shameless plug, we are running a special on our site where almost probably 80% of our stuff and above is 25% lower than normal retail prices. We're trying not to call it a sale. We're just doing a little bit of a reduction. And it does two things. One, it helps people who would like to get into handmade stuff but haven't yet because of price point, because they're afraid to try things. Once they've tried it and they like it, no big deal. They don't mind paying full retail. But it also helps us because without any sales at all through the internet, we're dead. We're done. If this goes on for too long, Uncle Jon's will just basically disappear and will be no more. At least not for handmade soaps. Because sustaining this online only, especially with all the competition out there, is extremely difficult. This is my full-time business, and the only way it's been able to work for us to date is the combination of online and brick and mortar store. One seems to add legitimacy to the other, so they help play off of each other. People can visit the store if they want, if they're in the area, if they go to Ocean City, Maryland for the summer, or for a vacation, they'll swing over and check us out. And it's been great for us, and people like meeting the maker a lot. Without having the foot traffic, I don't know if the website can be sustained. Hopefully this channel helps that a little bit. It's not out of greed, folks. I'm not looking to get rich off of this. I'm not a big corporation, some nameless, faceless person at the top, getting rich off of people buying soap. It's just me and the family. We make it, we sell it, we try to pay our bills. That's it. Just want to live life. With that being said, we are still shipping orders. We are still open for business. On top of the best practices that we should normally be adhering to anyway, we've taken extra steps, bleaching door handles, light switches, the countertop where the register is there, washing hands. I've got hundreds of pounds of soap. I wash my hands constantly. Sanitizer, a little bit here and there. It's available for customers if they feel more comfortable with that. I'm not worried about masks. Gloves, maybe not. I don't know. Right now in the state of Maryland, it's, don't quote me to this because it seems to change by the hour. But as far as I can tell, the federal government is suggesting no gatherings of more than 10 people, social gatherings or otherwise. But I think the mandated law in Maryland is gatherings have to stay under 50. So what does that mean for us? Well, the short answer is, who the hell knows? We don't know. Really, seriously, guys. I don't know how long we can hang on. We're not rich. We don't have a bunch of money banked. It's kind of one of those things. It's touch and go. You take it as it comes. We're trying to make adjustments to our lives so that we can afford to survive, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are too. There's a lot of people out of work right now. Some can get unemployment, some can't. I can't get unemployment right now. Now, I do have a rider on my insurance policy, I believe, and I have to research this more, where I can get some relief from my insurance for disasters and things like this that are out of my control that affect our income as a business. Whether I qualify for that, we'll see. We're also going to start concentrating more on the website, sending out our emails, try not to be annoying and bombard people. We just sent one email out the other day, sort of a COVID-19 update for Uncle Jon's kind of thing. So, I'll wait a little while, at least till maybe early next week before I send another email out. We will be doing more videos. I just haven't figured out how yet. That's one of my biggest issues, is trying to come up with ideas on what to do for videos. But you guys want recipes, and I've been starting to let loose a little bit on that. I was always very tight-lipped with recipes and things like that. There's a couple reasons. Some of it's selfish, because I create recipes for us because it's our living. But some of it also is because I think you get something more out of the overall process when you start very basic and learn how to use a lye calculator and learn what the sap values of each oil are, the different oil properties and things like that. Start from the ground up, get the theory down, and make the mistakes while you're learning and making your first few batches. I think you really get something more out of that. And that's how I learned. Yes, I did find a couple of canned recipes online, and some of them are good, some of them are crap. Just like mine. Check mine all the time. Maybe I wrote something on the screen wrong or said something wrong. Always double check me. If I give out a recipe, I fully expect every one of you to go to Soap Calc, Soap Soapy, I believe, has a lie calculator. There's a bunch of them out there. Go to your favorite lie calculator that you're learning to use or know how to use and double check me. I could be wrong. Hey, it happens. So we'll be doing more soap recipes and things like that. I may do some videos where I touch on some other things too. Make other products, basic things. And of course, some more talking head stuff like this. I know some of it's interesting, some of it's boring, but I wanted to do this update. So that's the long and the short of it, guys. Soap on, be safe. Hopefully you guys will keep following us on social media. We have this channel, we have our Uncle Reddit channel, where we narrate different Reddit stories from different subreddits. And some of it's funny, some of it's just ironic, but I enjoy doing it. I enjoy narrating. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys want to see on this channel. I'm open to suggestions. Tell me, do you want to see more soaping videos with recipes? If you need to know how to use certain colors and things like that, I'll do my best. I'm not going to go out and spend a bunch of money and buy new stuff just to do videos. I know some people do that, but if you have suggestions or questions, leave them in the comments down below, and we read all of our comments. Trust me. Hey, make sure you check out the video on the screen. I think you'll enjoy it.